What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We are here in Work for World headquarters. Man, we got a lot that is going on in here. You guys probably saw in one of the last videos. I mean, we got the OBS Chevy project. We got this beast that we will be talking about a little bit later in the video. And then, well, we are taking on, I guess kind of advancing on the next project, which is obviously my single cab OBS that I really haven't seen since we brought her back from Northern California after Jay had gotten her painted. But man, it is it's about to be crunch time, and I'll explain more a little bit later in this video. But first things first, one of the biggest eyesores on this truck is the fact that the bed is well, still red. And well, yeah, that is not ideal when you have a beautiful two-tone painted truck and you still got the factory ugly original bed. We are going to remedy this today, and I've got a lot of information to give to you guys about some upcoming plans for this truck, for that truck, for the third truck over here in the shop. We got to get this thing out right now, though it is a little bit tight in the shop. Look at this truck out in the daylight. It hasn't been in the daylight since we got it back. We literally got back from NorCal, put it right in the shop. And I guess she has moved for Dedek, who's been doing a lot of work here at the shop. But let's remove some parts that we are not taking with us today. So we are on our way now to go see the homie Dallas over at Linx. And Dallas is the one that did my crew cab OBS, and that truck turned out freaking phenomenal. So I'm excited to get this truck done. No, we still do not have mirrors on the truck, as you can see. And it's kind of a big issue because there's like so many variations for these trucks that finding the right ones that fit has been a little tough with the holes that are in the door right now. And there's a chance that the ones that are on this truck weren't really meant for this truck, because this was a logging truck that had been redone a few times. From the story I was told, the truck had been backed into at a certain point, and that's why this door was a different color, because they just pulled one off of another truck that they have. One of these doors has nutserts where the mirrors went, one does not. So I don't really know what goes on here, and I have an idea on how to fix that if we can't figure it out. All right, so we got the truck backed in. What's the process, bud? I mean, I know we've been here before. It's been a while since we did the crew cab OBS.
Yeah, we're gonna go through, we'll run a line. We'll kind of pick a good spot where he wants it at. I think on the other one, we went a little high on it.
You think we should come lower? I like it kind of high. Whatever you did on that last one, man, looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, the highest side is kind of nice because it doesn't look like it's just a work truck. When it comes low, it starts getting that like work truck look to it.
Right. I didn't even see that middle hole. I don't know where the hell that came from.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Again, we'll go through and straighten some stuff out like that down the rail. You know, try to make it a little bit better than it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of knew coming into this, perfect is a weird word for this. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get perfect. Better. It's going to look really good. Yeah. We'll go with really, really good. I can't wait to get that stupid sticker off the back window. That needs to come off. That thing's annoyed me since I've owned this truck. We are running our line down the side. I mean, look at it. You can clearly tell this man has been Linexing for a few years in his life. This was like first try right here, and I know it's going to be a little hard to see with the light there and the sun shining in, but we're going probably about a 1/4 inch down from the top of the bed cap there, just to kind of create that illusion of, again, one of the newer trucks, which is what I like to do. If we look over here on this truck, you'll see that it actually has the plastic bed caps, and it's about a 1/2 inch or so right there, but we're basically creating that illusion on an older truck. A lot of people on these older trucks, they'll either just not go over the top cap or they'll stop it right at the top cap, and to me that just, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as new and modern. It looks like kind of what they were doing back in, you know, the 90s or early 2000s. Or you end up putting what this truck used to have, which is like the diamond plate caps over top, and I hate that look. I like this. I mean, it's just gonna make the truck look so modern. What's that?
It's coming back.
Is it?
It's coming back. I gotta get the other day asked about him.
Oh, jeez.
You like the chrome plates they used to put like the side?
Yeah, this had those.
Dude, he was like, I want those for his brand new like 2022 Chevy. I was like,
Well, the bed is all, well, pretty much all maxed off. We got to do the back of the cab there. Dallas is over here getting the tailgate done up. You can see his spray booth has seen quite a bit of Linx. How often do we swap these tarps out?
The floor gets stripped like every other week.
Okay.
And the sides get stripped like once a month. Like we'll just go through it. Like once it gets thick enough.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
And part of Freddy tarp, so it's like $40 for a big tarp, and then every 6 months we'll actually strip it up and put a new one down.
There you go.
You have to keep up on it because in the 6 months it'll be that thick of a floor.
Start hitting your head on the ceiling?
I've had it where it's like that thick, and like chainsaw, and like it's horrible. You don't want to be my friend at that time. I'm calling you to help me cut, you know, a thick piece like that.
Right. So Dallas has gone ahead and basically give a quick light sand. I noticed your little, what is it? Just like a scuff on the little brushes that you use on here?
Nylon, like wire brush. Instead of like it being a steel one, but nylon.
Gotcha.
It lasts longer, it doesn't get in your skin.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
So now he's going ahead and wiping everything down with acetone, and then he's going to be taping over all of the holes, because this truck has a lot of holes. Number one, in the bed cap here, we've got a lot of holes from where that stupid diamond plate thing was.
Big one.
Yeah, he says that's about maxing out taping holes, right? That's a, what do we call it? It's about a half inch.
Half inch, yeah. After that, it's kind of a weak point, you know, so it does fall into.
Well, what do we do about these?
Those same thing, those will get covered.
All right, we're gonna really max it out.
That was a little bigger, yeah.
Yeah, that's getting closer to an inch.
Don't look at that one.
Yeah. But if you've ever seen Linx, or at least like operations that offer Linx, they always have like a soda can that has been Linx, and you can try to crush that thing and you're not crushing it. So I got faith in a little bit of some tin tape and the Linx material over it, that hole is gonna be pretty much sealed up for good after this. But yeah, we've got all kinds of holes that have to get filled. So he went ahead and ground down the little mushroom head where these kind of were raised up a little bit. He ground those down. He pounded out a little bit of a ding over here. He pounded out the bed sides or the wheel wells as good as he could, and then it's all just gonna kind of be doctoring up from there. At least I brought you a brand new tailgate, so you really don't have to do much to that. So how long have you personally been doing Linx?
16 years now.
There you go.
I've been doing it for about 18 years. I was working for the previous owner before that. So it's been a while. I've done a handful of trucks here and there.
So the Linx we're spraying now, how many versions has it been since when you started?
They've tweaked it a little bit. It's still the same version, like the standard, but there's a premium, and now there's a max, which is 25% thicker, which we'll do on yours, kind of more for work trucks, like blue collar workers, like trucks that we're using heavily on. Okay. So we'll go a little thicker on this one, just so you can use it a little more. And it'll also have the premium on it, so it'll have the UV coat on it, it'll keep that glossy finish to it. Definitely
get that. I mean, there's nothing worse than like a doled out bed liner, so that UV resistance really helps prevent that and keeps it shiny.
Yeah. The biggest thing too, it seals it, so it makes it easier to clean too. So you're not having to sit there and scrub it when it gets real dirty.
So you guys can see it now, everything has been taped up. We've got a little bit of masking tape there, and then we've got the tin tape down here over the bigger holes. Little tin tape right there. And Dallas is pretty much ready to spray. So I'm gonna set you guys in the corner, little time lapse, and look, we even got some fresh filters. It's a good day in here. So say a prayer for my camera that hopefully doesn't get too coated in this, because everything is getting sucked this way with the ventilation. So Dallas has just gone ahead and completed the first coat. This is before the top coat?
Yeah, so before we do the UV coat, which is the top coat, so this is what it looks like now. It'll pretty much be the same thing, but a little bit shinier.
If you were just to leave it like this is what it's gonna look like for a while, but it's gonna dull out eventually, right? Yeah. It's gonna lose that shine?
Usually it's like black, like a flat black look to it, kind of like a blacktop look to it, but has the same strength to it, just makes it UV stable.
Yeah, so that top coat is basically kind of like a wet look, right? It's gonna keep that shine and that sheen. So some people like that, some people don't. I prefer that. That's always what we're trying to get the old bed liners to look like. You're always trying to put some type of armor all or something on them to make them look like that, and then they get slippery and they don't really do what they're supposed to do.
Less maintenance, you know, it's one less thing you have to do. You don't have to worry about waxing it or armor on it. You just wash out or done.
There you go. So we're gonna put you back over there, and then Dallas is gonna go through and throw the top coat on. But I mean, look at this. You can't even tell. I mean, you can a little bit tell in this lighting, but I mean, there was a giant dip right there. Plus, I mean, with the wheel wells, like again, remember, we weren't going for perfect. This bed's pretty beat up, but it already looks a million times better. Just having that monotone look to it kind of hides a lot of stuff. Yeah.
All that big old hole's on now. So
is this like tacky? Look at that.
So it actually tacks up within like 3 to 5 seconds. So the Linx wise, it's curing while you're spraying it. So that's what the beauty of this stuff is. That's what we can spray something and be gone, like be out on the same day.
Gotcha.
The EV coat, the top coat, will take about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to tack up. But after that, it's 80% cure. So you can do light work on it. You don't want to put anything heavy in it.
Oh no, we're testing it, dude. Yeah. Filling the truck bed with dirt and rocks.
Yeah, fill with dump load in there right now.
Yeah, right. And well guys, just like that, Dallas has finished up. You can see now the nice sheen on there, and that's gonna last, I mean, I don't know what the year is. I mean, these things come with a lifetime warranty. So I'm assuming the sheen is somewhere in that lifetime warranty. Don't really know, but I mean, look at the difference it makes. We're gonna peel all of this off right now and show you the exposed bedside and that little wrap detail right there that we like to do. Very excited. This is what makes or breaks, I think, old school trucks like this, is doing the bed liner right, not a plastic drop in. Say a little prayer, the paint doesn't come with it.
Pull the liner real quick.
There you go. So this is knifeless tape. You can see, maybe you can't see, but there's a tiny little, like, smaller than a fishing line, yeah, right there, and that's what's cutting this edge, because this stuff is pretty thick.
They look good online. Oh yeah.
Let's see.
There
we
So
go.
far, so good.
Look at that. Uh-oh. Is that tape?
No tape.
All right. Ooh, that made me nervous right there. Dude, look at that. I mean, that looks a million times better. We're not even out in the daylight yet. We're in this Linx lighting.
The best lighting ever.
Yeah, and it already looks a million times better. Man, that looks so sick. No more embarrassing beat up red bed.
No more holes.
Yeah, now it looks like a brand new truck. All right.
Let's see.
Woo. You still got it, buddy.
Still got it.
She's lined up.
There.
God, that makes the world of a difference.
Right. Oh, our red's gone now.
Alrighty, y'all. Dallas did an absolutely fantastic job over at Linx of San Diego. If you guys are local, hit him up. I mean, the man has pulled off miracles, not only on this truck, but on my crew cab OBS. And if you guys harken back to when I got that truck back from paint, I immediately went and had Linx of San Diego do my bed liner. Dallas was like, hey, you should probably leave the tailgate open because you don't want the two Linx surfaces to stick together, right? Because there's a little bit of Linx right here, and there's a little bit of Linx right here. So I left the tailgate down, I parked it out in front of the warehouse, and that hour or two later, some guy backed his car out of his parking spot up underneath my tailgate and scuffed the crap up out of my tailgate with a brand new paint job on it. Yeah, what an absolute nightmare. And then when I took it back to the paint shop, I'm like, hey, I like how the Linx went over top of the clear coat versus if you guys try to touch up the paint right now, we have a hard edge right here because your clear coat stops at the Linx. To me, that's not as strong. The paint shop was like, oh, don't worry. we can easily just grind your Linx back to about that body line right there, because it has a nice convenient body line. We'll just grind this little bit back. Obviously this will be off, and then we'll paint past it, and then you just have your Linx guy touch it up. I said that sounds fantastic, because I don't want that clear coat edge to line up right with the Linx edge. What do they end up doing? They taped that and never did that and painted it right up to it, so I was not very happy about that. But we're keeping this truck protected. Hopefully nothing happens to this, because apparently I'm jinxed when it comes to getting stuff Linxed. And now, coming back inside the shop, you guys have probably seen Freddy's truck in the last couple of videos. Dedic is currently working on it right now. We'll give you guys a little rundown on what's going on with this thing, because this thing is going to be going to SEMA, and well, some changes are getting made to it via this man himself. And actually, we had a couple of parts that Dallas let me spray in some Linx. Yeah, Dedic built these brackets. He was actually, I got a notification at like 5:30 a.m. that somebody was in the shop, and it was Dedic trying to finish these because he knew I was going to Linx today. And
gotta make deadlines, man. Gotta make.
I mean, look at that match. I mean, that's a pretty good match right there.
The whole point of the bracket was I wanted to just disappear. I didn't want the bracket to even be a thought. Like, I've always hated how like stock tanks for stock lift, like lift kits, Kelderman, whatever it is, they all have that just regular black tank that doesn't look very good. And I've always talked about getting a set of these bad boys and incorporating them into a lift already.
So if you guys don't know, Hoppos is the leader when it comes to hydraulics and air ride suspension for lowriders and all of that. I mean, all of their parts, CNC, billet parts, stainless, whatever this is, all made in-house. I mean, they own all of the lathes, they own the lasers, they own everything. This is Ryan's bag of chips though. That's probably not great in the shot. So they make these super cool tanks, and they actually have these bars that basically lock the two sides together, and then you can see it's got a big old O-ring that seals it, and then all of these bars, what is there, 8 of them? Six of them? 6 of them going around, lock the two tanks together, or the two end caps together, and they make a solid tank. And Alex has been making these for basically the lowrider world. Yeah. And the lifted truck world, we just get stuck with like the basic Chinese tanks that every company, every air horn company, we have one line. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. There's one floating around the shop, because they're a dime a dozen. They're like a $100 tank, no big deal. I don't know what these are. They're probably very expensive, but they're sick.
They're not even, don't quote me on this, I think they're somewhere in the 700.
Okay.
Which actually isn't that crazy. I mean, the fact that we just had some bars modified and I just got charged $240 just to drill and tap some. I already made the cuts and lined them up and everything.
So this tank used to be longer. How much did you cut off?
7.5 inches.
All right, so this thing was a lot longer.
It was a big boy.
And Dedic's trying to fit it right here, because Freddy wants these tanks to be kind of in a cooler spot than up underneath the truck, and to appreciate all the money that was spent on these tanks.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, you can see even the feet for the tanks, you know, these are all just CNC billet. So they decided they're going to mount them up on the side. So Dedic built those brackets that's going to hold the tanks, but the tanks are just so long that it runs into that little bump that you can see on the bedside right there. So Dedic, being this, like how this modular system works, he was able to cut the tank down, and then he just had to have these bars. Well, he cut the bars shorter, but they needed to be drilled and tapped precisely. So we have a machine shop right across the way that Dedic took him over to, and found out how expensive it is to precisely machine threads into some
those
bar.
bars are hard. Like, I tried to do it myself, they are hard. Like, I was able to line it up straight and everything. It's just, I smoked 3 drill bits and I drilled maybe 1/4 of an inch, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done.
Well, they're solid stainless, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty hard stuff.
It's very hard stuff. I was like, I can't do this. So Alex is way too busy up there, and he kind of needed the final measurements. So I did what I could here, and I sent him off to go get them done. And he's just...
Where's the other tank?
He's punching it out right now.
Is he making the bar shorter?
Yep.
Okay.
He's gonna build.
So you only had to do one.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. It's like, this was I've never seen this done before. Like, you can't look up measurements on this stuff. I kind of had to build it as I went. These tie down points, I don't have one right there. So, according to Freddy, which I don't know about that, but apparently these things are rated for like 300 pounds in accordance with like the little handbook that comes with the truck. And not only am I utilizing all 4 of these mounting holes, but I'm also going to end up utilizing 2 or 4 more on all the way outside of the bracket. That's why the bracket's kind of shaped the way it is. I definitely could have made it a whole lot smaller, but like, I don't ever want anyone to sit on one of these things, but if you've ever seen people in the back of a truck, they will sit on the most inconvenient thing there possibly is. I definitely over-engineered this to the point where if somebody was to sit on it, it would last, or at least long enough for Freddy to be like, hey, get off of that, you know? It's definitely not meant to hold weight, but it's gonna hold the weight of these, you know. I want him to be able to drive the truck however he wants and not even worry about all that weight kind of hanging off of it.
Yeah, these things are pretty hefty. There's some weight to these bad boys. Freddy's got quite the sound system. He's got the wet sounds, little screen and stuff back here. Can you turn it off from back here? That'd be cool.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
If you do, be very careful. Oh, no, he's got it on aux switches up.
All right, do you know which one it is?
No.
1,
Nope.
2,
Nope.
3. I don't know how to run this contraption. Let me see. I connected to a Bluetooth wet sounds. I'm assuming it's this one back here.
It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
All right, you're gonna have to figure out how long that was so you don't get demonetized.
Well, you guys may notice by now one of the main topics of this video has been SEMA. And well, it's been a few years since I've built a dedicated SEMA show truck. The last couple of years, it's just kind of been last minute, you know, like somebody needed a vehicle for a booth and we ended up agreeing and going to SEMA. And it seems like 3-ish weeks is about where we're at when it comes to last minute SEMA notifications. It happened with the Bronco. Road Armor bumpers needed a Bronco, which pushed me to like finish that build in 3 or 4 weeks, which was kind of insane. There was a lot of stuff on that. We had to fly Dedic in last minute to help get all the parts on it, like 4 a.m.
You're gonna fly me in this time.
Yeah, you already live here. I waited until you moved here to announce this, Dedic, to you.
A couple months late.
That's because I just found out. We got in contact. Our homie Chris Truck Guru said, hey, the guys over at Alpha Rex who just released new OBS headlights are looking for a truck for SEMA and OBS. Would you be interested? And I'm like, man, I keep telling myself this is gonna be the year I'm going to SEMA without a vehicle. In the last, I think, 3 years I've said that. We've ended up with some last minute, we're ended up going to SEMA. And well, guess what's happening? My plan was not to take this truck to SEMA, guys. That was not the plan at all. I know some of you I saw in the comments were like, oh, he's gonna be taking it to SEMA. He's gonna be taking it to SEMA. Up until yesterday, I had no idea this thing was gonna be going to SEMA. So we're going to be going with the folks over from Alpha Rex. I'm excited to show you guys. These are not gonna be the headlights that are on here. We're gonna be getting sent theirs, some tail lights, and then, well, we gotta do a little more to the truck. You know, the truck looks fantastic. The paint job looks great. We've got the bed liner now looking fantastic. Obviously, we don't have mirrors. We got to try to figure out some solution for that. But we aren't going to go too crazy with it. They actually don't want a super crazy truck on a big cradle lift or anything like that, because their whole main goal is they want to show off the headlights. They don't want too flashy of a truck. They want just a cool, clean looking OBS. So that's what we got. I mean, we're taking a ranch truck to SEMA. Last year, we took a work truck to SEMA. So we're kind of just showing up with what we got. So one of the big things that needs to change, obviously, is the wheels and tires. Well, we'll probably end up keeping the tires, but I got a really cool idea I want to do with the wheels. I just got to find the right set of wheels that I want to do it with. Obviously, we got to get some new shocks because, well, Jay went underneath here and just sprayed everything with POR 15, which coated all of the, you know, underside, everything, including the shocks, because he knew I was going to be getting some new ones. So we got to get some new shocks for her. We got to figure out if we have time to do the interior. The seats are actually in pretty good shape, but we got a little headliner issue. The dash has like a little crack in it or so. So it's not perfect. Or do we just black the windows out and then nobody can tell that it's not perfect? We got to figure out. I got to figure out the little license plate lights. I gotta get those. I don't know where those went. I don't know if this even had those. I think we're gonna get a couple of goodies from our friends over at Banks. We got a lot of stuff that we're gonna try to cram in without getting too crazy, because I just want this to be a super clean truck. And so far, you know, the most expensive, hardest part, the body liner paint job, is done. So now it's all these little details. But again, we only have really like 3 weeks before this thing needs to be in Las Vegas. And here we go. Again, I don't know why I do this to myself. And we actually had to like extend our hotel stay out because we got to get there even earlier, because now we're bringing a vehicle that needs to get into its booth or into its spot at a certain time. Kind of a lot that goes into this whole SEMA thing. Alrighty, Dedic has, he's got a tank set in place. It's obviously a little dirty from being in a fab shop here, but this will give you guys an idea of what he's going for.
And then also, these are the tallest feet that are offered with this tank. So he's gonna send the shorter ones as well, so it's actually gonna bring this tank in even further. And like, that thing's in there, and we're not even utilizing all the mounting bolts. We're still only utilizing the 4. This is all gonna come off. Freddy's got some things he needs the truck for. So I'm basically wanted to just build everything so that when he's done with all that, the week or 2 weeks prior, because he's still gotta go to powder coat, we still need to get the other one in. And then the feet are gonna go on, and then I gotta plumb everything up. So these are actually getting added into his already existing system, because that was one of the options of either replace what he has or add to it. And we decided to add to it, why not?
So he's got the Kelderman air management system. It's the same thing we got on Papa Rhino's truck.
We actually went with bigger compressors. So the old ones were whatever that size hosing is. Now the new hose size is, the new hose size is 3/8, which is actually a whole lot bigger.
Come on down here, mijo.
Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Try for the giant step.
I'm coming, buddy. Yeah, no, that thing's annoying. So right here is where everything kind of plumbs into. So both air tanks tie in right here. And this used to be kind of like a hodgepodge, different size, like fittings. And then I went ahead and just replaced everything with 3/8. So don't mind the zip ties, they're just there so I can remember which one is which. These all gotta come back in and out, gotta do a bunch of other things. But now we've got 3/8 everywhere and it flows a lot better, builds pressure quicker. The new pumps have a longer, what is it? Life cycle? No, what is it?
Duty cycle.
Duty cycle. They can maintain just a bunch of things that I don't know enough about. But yeah, they run better. The old ones were kind of burned out and they would cut out randomly every once in a while. I'm pretty sure the old, check valves were going bad and they were getting stuck and it was forcing the pumps to work harder than they needed to. They'd hit duty cycle and they'd shut off and then they wouldn't turn back on. Before the old ones were like, me. Now these ones are like, brrr. It's good, it's nice.
Speaking of tones, can we go show him your new toy you bought? Oh, Dedek's always wanted an ultrasonic parts cleaner. And so he ended up getting the Central Machinery one from Harbor Freight. It's a very nice cleaner, but I guess you don't anticipate the sound of a ultrasonic cleaner.
Like I did a lot of research, I looked up a lot of things. Like my biggest thing was I wanted to find a cleaning solution that wouldn't like pit away at aluminum, because I'm gonna clean a lot of aluminum, whether it's a throttle body or like a carburetor. And nowhere at any point did anybody say like, hey, just a little side note, the noise it makes you want to throw up.
It's an interesting sound.
I hope that the camera can pick this up. I feel like it's one of those notes. I'm pretty sure my phone didn't want to turn on earlier because I was too close to it for too long.
So it might sound on camera like it's like a leaky air hose, but it's like a higher pitch than that.
Like it's an air hose is going off next to your ear while a mosquito's in the other and someone's dragging their nails across the chalkboard.
It's an interesting sound. It's an interesting sound.
Does a good job.
Making some soup?
Yeah, we got that soup rolling.
Some pozole?
Like, look at the parts coming out of this thing. Like, mind you, these were the throttle body injection stuff that was on the scam truck. I think that's what we're officially coining that as. Yep. There was spray paint everywhere. Like, mind you, this is where the injectors go. Spray paint was in there. The butterfly, the throttle body, like everything had spray paint on it. Yeah. Like, I don't know what they did. They just like, some dude went in the engine bay and just hope it turned out all right. It was
hope they think it's all new parts. Again, we got a whole update story on that thing coming at some point, but you can see there's a million other things going on in the shop because this man doesn't know how to say no to a project.
Yeah, well, this one, like, I don't want to keep saying I'm a sucker for this or that, but I've been wanting to do something with Alex's stuff for a while, and this is
also, our forklift has been acting up like crazy. He started running like absolute garbage. So the homie Diego, I put a thing out on Instagram. Diego hit me up, was like, I could fix that thing. And Diego fixed the forklift, gave it a full tune-up. Fire this thing up, Dedek.
You don't have to throttle it no more. And my favorite part, check this out. Cold, not even warmed up.
It used to shut off when you would go full lock with the turn.
It started getting worse to the point where, like, if you weren't gassing it while turning, it would shut off.
Yeah, so all of the steel that Dedek's using on this came from the homies JC Metal Supply.
They stayed open late because I'm a procrastinator, and I even called Ryan that morning. I was like, I gotta go get some metal. Also, shout out to Ben over at Kryptonite Products. We had a little mix-up with some parts on Freddy's truck. Called them up, and they pretty sure you like overnighted it and took care of everything. So huge shout out to you. You're the reason why I'm able to get this truck out of the shop tonight. So thank you.
We're surrounded by a good group of folks Good group of folks. There you go, guys. We're gonna be another last minute SEMA rush crunch. I don't know. At least we're bringing something cool. I mean, I feel like this thing is just an absolute beauty of a truck that I can't wait for some of you guys to see in person. So here's to another one. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now. That way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforwardapparel.com so that way I can afford to keep putting money into this truck. Go get you guys some Work For It apparel. Y'all are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.